Hi, everyone. My name is Wisdom. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today, my video is on how to forgive someone who's broken your heart. So, the first thing I want to point out is that forgiveness starts with you. And I know it's simple, and I know, everybody says, duh, wisdom. It does. It starts with you. Like, you're the first person you have to forgive first. You have to forgive yourself first. But I think the tricky thing behind that is, how do I forgive myself? How do I forgive myself for allowing someone to hurt me? How do I forgive myself for even being in that situation? And more importantly, how do I forgive myself for making them hurt me? Like, I think sometimes that's like the biggest misconception, that people think that they actually did something to make the other person hurt them. And that's not the case. Heck, it's never the case. I think in situations and in life we go through things that at that moment may not seem like the ideal thing. May not seem like, well, you know, I want to just enjoy the moment. I know I'm not fully happy, but I'm happy in this moment. And I know being happy in the moment is very important. It's very nurturing, it's very calming, but shit, it could be just as stressful. So, the thing that I say to help you forgive yourself is start with the cleanse. Start with a cleanse. Do what you have to do. If it's a spiritual bath, if it's crying, if it's talking, if it's writing, whatever it is, cleanse. Talk to yourself. Say, listen, ask yourself, how did you get in this situation? What do I need to do to remove myself from this situation? Okay, now I'm removed physically, but now how do I remove myself emotionally? How do I get back to a place where I'm okay with what happened and I'm okay with loving who I am? I remember I went through this situation that was very, very, very emotional for me. It was a situation where I thought I caused most of the harm, like I caused most of the issues in my relationships. And I'm not talking about a relationship between like a guy and a girl, I'm talking about like a relationship with people. But then I realized maybe that situation was for me to learn and understand who I am. So maybe they pushed your pressure points, so you can come out of your box or your state of your comfort zone. Let me put it that way. So you can come out of your comfort zone, because we meet people to move us forward. Any situation, that we're in, we meet people to move us forward and to help us grow. And that, I think, that's what's important in forgiveness. That's what's important in forgiving yourself and learning and forgiving other people. So sit down and cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself. I'm not a big person in, using your tears, because to me, tears are magical. Like, tears are meant for joy. It's meant for prosperity. It's meant for enlightenment. Tears aren't meant for sadness. Tears aren't meant for despair. But if that's the way you have to relieve yourself, please do. But keep in mind that this is only the beginning. That this is where your story begins. Because remember, and I know this is going to sound very cliche, when one door closes, another door opens. But you have to be clear enough to see the other door. And that starts with cleansing of the mind, body, and spirit. And once you've cleared yourself, once you've come to a point of understanding that the things that happen must happen, the things that you went through, you had to go through. Yeah, they were hard. Yeah, at that time you thought it was the worst thing in the world. Like, how could this possibly happen? But at the end of the day, in that moment in your space, and after you've cleansed and forgiven yourself through meditation, through spiritual cleansing, through writing, through talking, creativity is like the best outlet of being hurt or being in a state of despair. But you have to learn to channel that energy so you can continue to move forward. So once you've forgiven yourself, now you don't, okay, so once you've forgiven yourself, now you can forgive the other person. It becomes easier because forgiving yourself in that whole process, now you're looking at the whole picture. So you're saying, man, okay, I know what I've done and I know how I've grown. But then you have to look at that person where they are and say, man, now I understand why they're who they are. Why they treat people the way they treat people, and why they treated me the way they treated me. Some people truly don't understand that what they're doing or how they treat people is inappropriate. Because they think this is how things should be. But once you come to a clear understanding of who you are and who they are, you're able to forgive them very, very easily. Like when you make it to this point, you know you've hit a stage of clarity, of maturity, and in that essence or in that moment, enlightenment. And I'm not talking about like full enlightenment like a Buddha or, Ishtar. Like I'm talking like in your moment, in your essence of understanding, you've hit a level of growth. And that's what's important. So when you're able to forgive them, so let's say the person isn't available for you to call and say, I apologize for my part in this situation, and I hope that you can forgive me and that we are able to move forward. Maybe not as friends, but as on speaking terms, on good terms, where we are creating positive karmic energy between us and not negative. If they're not available for that, you can do it through meditation. You can do it through ether. You can meditate and you can talk to that person. You can communicate with them. Now, people say, you can't really do that if the person isn't near you. And, well, keep in mind, any relationship you build, anybody that you've encountered and you've built a relationship with, positive or negative, you're connected to them. Think about how wide some people's auras are, or how wide your aura may be. That energy field around you and that energy field around them makes you connected. So anybody that you've been around close enough to connect to, you're connected to, and you can talk to them using telepathy. You can talk to them using energy. You can send positive energy towards them. You can send red energy, a fiery, passionate energy towards them if that's what you choose to do. And you clear it up spiritually so both of you can move forward. Because sometimes the hardest thing to realize is that I've forgiven this person and I've moved forward, but this person is still really angry. Well, since that person isn't talking to you and that person isn't really trying to get to know who you are, what you're doing, you have to you can help them by clearing it up and spiritually through meditation, through energy healing, through Reiki. Do different avenues so you both can move forward and not create a negative karma. Because I know, and I've had this experience as well, where one person, and this isn't a personal experience, but this is through a friend, where one side has fully forgiven the other side. One side has fully forgiven, and one person is trying to clear things up spiritually, but physically, they're trying to clear things up physically, but the person will not talk to them. The person will not give them the time of day to even say anything. Not a word to them, not even in their presence, like nothing. So they have to deal with this spiritually. So this lifetime, the things, the energy and the karmatic things that they built up with one another won't carry over. Because some of the things that people don't understand is that we go through this cycle, we live this life over and over and over again. Remember, like people will say, well, you'll keep going through something, you'll keep going through the same thing until you learn your lesson. Until you learn your lesson, you're going to continue to go through the same thing. Well, guess what? That's how it is in actual life, not only situations. So you could have been here in a previous life and dealt with this person and created this negative karma, and you weren't able to clear it up. So now you're trying to clear it up in this life. And if you're not clearing it up in this life, it's going to carry over. And that causes your soul to be trapped. And entrapment is spiritual entrapment is way worse than physical entrapment. Because some people are so ignorant of spirituality or spiritual entrapment that they don't even know that they're in it. They don't even know how to remove themselves from it. They don't even understand it. They think it's something bad or evil when in essence you are spirit first. So you have to clear things up. Once you clear things up, then you should be fine. No issues. You clear it up in the ethers and you've done your duty. You've done what you were supposed to do. Hands down. No issues. Okay, so another thing that you will need to do when you're trying to forgive someone that you love is accept the situation as is. Don't forget about it. Don't act like it never happened, because that's suppressing it. But accept the situation as a learning situation. And I know some people are like, okay, a learning situation, what do you mean? Well, you accept the situation as something you went through, something you experienced. And know that experience. Feel that experience. So you know when to remove yourself next time. So you know when to speak up the next time. Because the thing is that, yeah, you can remove yourself and yeah, you can grow spiritually from it. But if you don't know, if you don't recognize the signs, then once it tries to creep up again, and it will. Even though you heal from it and you forgiving yourself, you forgiving the other person, you work things out in the ethers, there'll be another sign that it's going to come. Something will come up and it'll be like, okay, so did you really learn your lesson? Do you really understand what's going on? And then once it presents itself, you can say, yep, I did. And I will not be opening that door again. I will move to the next door. And that's growth. That's forgiving of yourself and someone that you love. So, with that being said, I'm going to sum it up by pulling a card. I'm just going to pull a card just to go off. Whatever you, if you have a question, whatever it is, I'm going to pull a card based on that. And I know you could be listening to this or watching this at different times in the future or my past. you'll be watching my past. But I want to still leave you all with something to cherish or move forward with, a sense of hope and happiness. So let's just think, and whatever card that comes out, I'll tell you what I'm getting from that card. And if it resonates with you, awesome. If it doesn't, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. If it does, leave me a comment and let me know what's going on. I would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and like my channel. I'm all in. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so this is the card that I pulled. Let me see if I can get some light on it for you. So this is the card that I pulled. And I'll read it to tell you exactly what the card means, and then I'll tell you what I'm receiving from the card. Okay? Okay, Ace of Seas, Escata Sea. This beautiful goddess of Escata Sea brings the powerful infusion of love. She is emotional. She is emotional breakthrough into new dimensions of feelings. Her haloed mandala shines loving wisdom and the light of consciousness, permitting the emotional depths. She brings cleansing, healing, and nourishment. Open to her abundant blessings that are breaking through the the primal sea into your life and be uplifted to new emotional heights. Love is all around you and flowing through you. Let this flow rise you in to fully experience love's ecstasy. So I think this is so perfect for the reading. I mean, not the reading, but our talk today. I mean, it's completely about love and forgiving someone who has hurt you, because you rise, you grow in love. You have the strength, you have that essence. We're all born in love. Don't want to say sexual, but we're all born in love and out of love, within love. It's all around us. So learning to forgive ourselves and others through love is very essential. It's very important. And I wish and I hope that all of you learn to forgive and grow in love. And I hope this helps. Please subscribe. Please like. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know, if I need to elaborate on anything. And please let me know if you have any questions. And thank you. And have a wonderful, loving, encouraging day.